Hello everyone and welcome to Season 2 of my 7 Days to Die Hard as Hell single player series with insane difficulty and zombies always run. Alright, so the Fun Pimps just came out with Alpha 16.3 and they are strongly recommended that we start over with a new random gen world, and so I'm going to take their advice and do that. And I'm also starting over on a new seed, so we're not using the same seed as before and already kind of know at least the starting area where everything is. So that way everything's fresh and new and we can have that element of discovery once again. So I hope you enjoy the series. The other thing I'm going to do, or rather not going to do this time around, is spend a lot of time in tutorial mode. Oh man, they spawned me right in the burn zone. Yeah, at least there's forest right over there, so not too bad. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot of time re-explaining everything, you know, that I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and so forth. If you are brand new to the game and you are curious about, you know, some of the basics, go ahead and consider, if you want to, watching my Season 1 episodes. I managed to get 7 episodes of that recorded before they made the change. And in the first 2 or 3 episodes there, I do spend more time explaining, you know, some of the basics of the game. And I'll still explain a few things as we go along. But, again, I just don't want to go over ground that we've already covered again, particularly for the benefit of those of you who have been sticking with me and watching the series. So, we're going to start off, as usual, with the quest. We do the beginning quest because they give us a skill point when we're finished with them, and it gives us a jump start. And I also want to take advantage of getting that skill point, which I'm going to put into stamina, before the zombies spawn in. So the game is set to give new players a 5-hour or so grace period before the zombies start spawning in. So we want to take advantage of that time that we have before we have to start being sneaky and being super careful. The game is set to insane difficulty, which means I have to be extremely careful in the early game. Do a little bit of inventory management here. Let's put that guy over there, because I can only take one or two hits depending upon the zombie, maybe 3, before they'll kill me. So the name of the game very early on is to, as much as possible, avoid zombies and definitely avoid getting hit if we can help it. Game wants us to craft an axe. We'll do that. I'm also going to favorite the axe because it's something that we'll be crafting over and over in the early game here. We'll put that right there. I'm going to keep the bedroll on the toolbar like before, so if I get into a bad situation, I might be able to plop it down and then respawn at that spot rather than in some random location. Looks like we need 5 more plant fibers. And wants us to craft clothes. And wear those clothes. We'll scrap the lead for now. Lead's not really important this early in the game. I'll hang on to it for now, but if I get to a point where I need to make some inventory space, which I will, that might be one of the first things to go. We'll put these clothes on. Alright, that part of the quest is done. Let's see what it wants us to do next. Wooden club. Craft that up. Put it on the hotbar. So I will put in the description of this first video the link to the patch notes if you're curious. I read through them this morning myself, and it looks like the Fun Pimps, the developers, did fix quite a few issues with the game, which is great news. Get our bow crafted here, and it's also going to want us to craft arrows. Let's also favorite that and just craft as many as we can. So some of the things that we've been seeing with random gen worlds in particular, like, holes in the earth, I've noticed in multiple times that if you're on a road, a paved road that's kind of doing switchbacks, going up a steep mountain, that there would often be a pretty significantly large hole in the corner that your mini bike would fall into. So they supposedly fixed that. I don't know if you've watched my previous season, but as I was approaching a town, I found a very deep hole, pretty much went almost all the way down to bedrock on the side of the road. They said they fixed that as well. Fixed some issues with sleepers respawning after you kill the last one, which is definitely something that has happened to me on more than one occasion. Really frustrating, so that's good to hear. We'll see though, how it goes. Lots of other things that they fixed too. Like I said, a lot of it is stuff that I did definitely run into, and so I'm excited to play on 16.3 and hoping that we're not going to run into all those bugs anymore. All right, what do we need to do? Frames, wood frames. Craft 3 of those. And actually, I'm going to... How many can I do? Oh, I don't need that many. Let's keep about 20 of these on us, because 20, hello. Those are going to come in handy for several things, as we'll see. Next, it's going to want us to do a campfire. You can tell I've done this a few times. And we don't have enough stone. So we'll pick up a couple more stone. Don't need the seed for now. When I get to the place where I'm going to set up my base, and I go out and harvest trees, I do try and replant them, just, so we have a good supply of trees all the time. Plus, the trees look nice. Anyway. So that finishes the main quest, other than going to the settler. Now the game wants us to, or gives us a skill point, which I'm going to put into Sexual Tyrannosaurus. Allows me to regain my stamina faster. Probably, in my opinion anyways, probably the most important skill to start off with in this early game. Especially with these settings. I said this before, I'll say it again. Stamina is huge. It's absolutely essential that you manage your stamina if you want to survive on insane difficulty with Zombies Always Run. It's important no matter... Did I not favorite my axe? Oh, I did. Okay. It's important no matter what setting you're playing on in this game, but it's especially important on these settings because, like I mentioned earlier, I really can't afford to get hit. Depending upon the zombie in question, some of them can probably one-shot me, or come very close to one-shotting me. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Alright, I think I hear footsteps. Any moment now, the zombies are gonna spawn in. Let's get our bow going, and then we'll destroy this. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm doing this for a few reasons. One, just to keep random stuff clean from the world, because the more items that you have placed, the more processor power it takes for the server. A couple boxes like this aren't going to make a big deal, but over time it can, especially on a multiplayer server. I'm also reclaiming some of the wood, which I need, and I'm also leveling up my construction tool skill and my XP. So taking that time to to take those back down is definitely worthwhile. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we want to make some spikes. Because spikes are going to basically be our saving grace early in the game. If I am detected by a zombie, which I will be, I can lay these spikes down and try and lure them onto the spikes. And that will generally at least take off their leg, if not outright kill them. Once their legs are gone, then they become crawlers, and they're easier to deal with, of course. So, we need to go work our way towards the trader. It is to the north by northeast, and it looks like it's a pretty long ways away. So that's the next part of our agenda here, is getting to that trader. We're doing it just to finish the quest in the upper right-hand corner, but also sometimes the trader can have working workbenches or forges or chem benches, so we want to see if they'll have those. And of course, we actually want to use the trader, buy and sell items to him, which will become useful to us later on in the game, and maybe even early on in the game. So, I still don't see any zombies spawning, but they're going to pop in any second. So we'll just keep working our way there, gathering resources, making a few more wood spikes, and doing our best to survive in this insane difficulty, apocalyptic zombie world. Okay, if you notice in the lower left-hand corner, I'm out of stamina, which is not smart. I wasn't paying attention. And that's the kind of thing that can get me killed on these settings. So I'm going to rest for a second, just walk around and pick stuff up. I'll still regain stamina if I just walk, as long as I'm not sprinting. And not doing too many hits with the stone axe. Another bird's nest, always good. Okay, let's do some more arrows. You always want to have a good supply of those as well. Let's favorite the wood spikes. And I usually like to keep somewhere around 12 to 15 or so wood spikes on me at any point in time. That's more than enough to stop any zombies running after you. I started chopping on a little pine tree. I don't remember where it is now. It used to be in previous alphas of this game that if you harvested something, whether it be a tree or a boulder or something like that, you would get a little bonus for finishing the whole thing. But they took that out of Alpha 16, which is unfortunate. But still worth it to get the whole thing if you have time, if for no other reason for the XP and the materials. Okay, so we need another axe. And that is favorited here. And we're missing, what are we missing? Stone. Okay. And there's one right there. I thought I heard a footstep. Yeah, we're hitting lots of birds' nests. That's always good. Is this the tree I was chopping? Yeah, it is. Okay. Finish him out. Alright, well, I'll tell you what. I was expecting to see some Zeds by now, but I still don't. So we're going to cautiously move. Oh, look at that, folks. Look at that. Yeah, there's a zombie right there. City. That's amazing. if you watched my previous season, it took me forever to find a city, and now I'm finding one almost right off the bat. That's great. That'll really help because it'll help us get established sooner. Okay, so now we have to deal with zombies. Let's go hide from him for a second and make a few more spikes. Yeah, I was not expecting to find a city this quickly. That's great. Okay. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try and avoid the zombies as much as we can real early on. In the last season, I was able to actually buy a crossbow from the trader, and that was a game changer. Once I had the crossbow, I was much better equipped to take these guys out without having to sneak around all the time. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do that right off the bat this time, but we'll see. Let's see what the city has in store for us. I think that real tall building there is the apartment building. And let's see, we saw a deer over here too. Would not mind getting a deer. How's our arrow situation? We got 18 arrows. Alright, we need to be getting more wood here. If we're really fortunate, we'll find a bookstore building in the city. Because, as you can imagine... Okay, we're detected. Time to run. Yeah, you stay on the other side of that boulder. And there's my deer. Okay, I want that deer. So what we're going to do is we're going to employ a little tactic here. Go up 4 blocks and then extend out 3 blocks like so. Place the bed frame down, and then what we'll do, you know what else I think I'll do too, is I'm going to make a couple ladders so I can actually reuse this a couple times if I need to. Now this is generally only something I'm going to do in the very early game. Oh, there's the deer right there. Missed him. Alright, well let's deal with this zombie first. Hello! So the way this works is if I stay out on the end of this, the zombie's not likely to hit the base and knock me over. And then I can just sit here and basically cheese it with some spikes. There we go. Threat eliminated. So, oh my gosh, there's a biker zombie. He will kill us. We don't want to aggro him at all. We got another guy over there. We might take him out, but I want to get that deer. So, let's hop back down and take this guy out. Wait till he holds still again. Gotta get up the ladder, old guy, if you want that to work. And then we'll just put some spikes down. And let the spikes do their work for us. Save our arrows. So that works pretty good. A little bit of a cheese tactic, I know, but you got to do what you got to do on these settings in the early game to survive. All right, so where did that deer go? He was right over here last time I saw him. I hear a wolf as well. We could try to get the wolf. He's going to be a little harder to kill than the deer, though. Alright, I'm thinking that deer probably got spooked when the zombie was chasing me and took off to God knows who knows where. Because I am not seeing it. Did I just hear a pig? I'll take a pig too. Yes, I did. There it is. Excellent. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have harvested that zombie and gotten a bone shiv. But it's probably not worth going back now. There we go. Well, it's noon already. Time's flying by. For those of you who may be new, a bone shiv will allow you to harvest more meat and skin and so forth, or hide off the animal. It's the poor man's version of a hunting knife. We will eventually either find or be able to make ourselves a hunting knife. So we got a new friend here. We're going to take her back to our little house here. I guess we wouldn't really call that a house, but... And show her our Oldguy hospitality. Okay, good. So we got 2 pieces of meat, 4 animal fat, and 5 hide off of that pig. That's not a bad start. We don't want the seeds for now. I'm just going to stay up here for one more moment and see if I can spot that deer again from a little higher vantage point. But I think it's probably long gone. Oh, I just realized something. That city looks like it might be in the wasteland. That's not good news. Alright, well, we will head over there anyway, and... Oh, there's a deer. I don't know if that's the same deer, but it's a deer. Let's harvest this zombie, and then we'll go get that deer. Oh, vitamins. I'll take that. Okay, let's go get this deer. In addition to the meat, of course... Oh, he lowered his head right as I shot. Come on, old guy. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay. Hunting rifle barrel. Is that the same deer? Hold still. For goodness sakes. I was saying, in addition to the meat, we get the hide from the animals, and that we can turn into leather, which we're going to need for creating our first forge. Yeah, I think I don't know, am I getting too close to him or not? For Pete's sake, I'm going to waste all my arrows on one stupid deer. All right. Need to shoot a little higher. Oh, damn it. Hold still. There we go. Finally. Man, I couldn't believe that. We're going to need to make some more arrows. Let's make 5 more at the moment. Alright, so I'll tell you what. Let's take her out this way. Whoa, get off that branch. Okay. And we get some venison. Always good. Well, actually, in this game, they just have generic meat for everything. They used to actually have deer meat and, you know, pig meat, bear meat, that kind of thing. But they, a few alphas ago, changed it to where it's just now meat. Which, I don't know. It certainly makes things easier, but that's not necessarily a good thing. It was kind of cool to have the different types of meat, and then you can make different types of food with it. Like bacon and eggs, obviously, you'd have to get a pig for that. But now you can make bacon and eggs with any meat. So, anyway, I would not have voted for that change, but that's the way it goes. Not a big deal. Alright, so let's go back to our little platform, and I think I'm going to leave it there because there's a camp right next to us. And if we can... Oh, you know what? I need to make some more spikes here. If we can loot that camp, we might be able to find some food and some other stuff. And if things go south on us, we can run back to our we'll call it our cheese platform. Alright, I don't want to tangle with this guy on the ground if I don't have to, because he hits really hard. Okay. Before we go over to that camp, though, let's replenish our spikes. Been really getting lucky on the bird's nest. Yeah, that's actually, I believe that camp over there with the camouflage tent might have a munitions crate in it. And if it does, then there's a chance that we might actually get a good weapon early in the game. Alright, let's repair the existing spikes. I got bushes in the way here. Yeah, you just come right on over here. There we go. Get these other grass piles out of the way so I can get at these easier and place them easier. Did I start making spikes? I don't think I did I? I only make 2. And let's put 1 there. That's good. Into the camp. Craft a new stone axe. Scrap that one. Now, sometimes the sleepers don't spawn until you kind of enter the area itself. So we're just going to kind of take it easy here and make sure nothing spawns in on top of our head. That might be something that was fixed in this new patch. Or this new version, rather. It's flashlight. Okay, I'll take that. And a band-aid. Can't complain. Wow. There are no sleepers in here. That makes me a little suspicious. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, let's open this guy up and see what kind of goodies are inside. Could be a sniper rifle. Could be AK-47. Could be SMG. It's probably 9mm bullets, but who knows. The last few of these crates I've opened up, that's basically all it's given me. But what's it going to be? Come on, sniper rifle. 9mm bullets. That does not surprise me. Oh well. Okay. You know, 9mm bullets don't suck, but they are not. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's better. I'll take that. The game decided it was going to give me something that I can actually use the 9mm bullets with, so I'll take it. Potato seed's a good find early on. So scrap that. I could sell this to the trader, which I think I'll hang on to that for now, just in case. I can keep it until I get to the trader. All right, the other thing I'm going to do, just got to be really careful. I'm really surprised no sleepers spawned in that camp. I'm going to take this tent down, and you'll notice that when I do that, I get cloth. Easy way to get cloth in the game. Seems like I got a little bit of lag going on. Let's That's not good. Should I leave the medicine cabinet? Yeah, why not? 2 more pieces of cloth aren't going to make that much difference. And I hear a dog. That's really bad news. So this biome here, if you're new to the game, is the wasteland biome. It's the most dangerous biome in the game for a variety of reasons. Not the least of which there are landmines in the place. If you're careful, though, you can... Yeah, I am definitely lagging. If you're careful, you can spot the landmines and take them out with like an arrow or a pistol if you have a gun. But this biome also spawns some of the nastiest zombies in the game too, including zombie dogs. We do not like zombie dogs. They are bad juju. I have seen, in fact, if you happen to watch, I believe it was my 2nd episode in Season 1, I got to the edge of the wasteland biome. Just being really careful because I know that dog's around here. And it actually spawned an irradiated zombie cop, probably the most dangerous zombie in the game. And I was like only level 1, so yeah, you don't want to mess around in this biome. Not if you don't have to. So we are gonna go check that city out though. Chances are we won't be staying there for the long term, not if it's in the wasteland biome. But we could find a tool store, we could find a bookstore, possibly a gun store. Those kind of things are always desirable. Okay, so question is, I think I'm going to take this down just because it's kind of far away from the city. Plus the city's on our way to the trader. And we might set it up again somewhere really close to the city. So we'll pick up our bedroll. Reclaim all of this material. And then we'll head into the city and see what happens. I'm hoping that we don't have to travel too far into the wasteland to get to the trader. So what we're going to do is we'll go to the city, and then we'll just assess the situation and see if we have a long trek to the wasteland or if we can kind of sneak our way through it. If it's a long trek, I might come back out and go around. So we'll just kind of see how that all works out. And one more to go. Okay. Let me look at my resources here. I don't need that. Can I sell that? Nope. Don't need that. We'll hang on to the paper for now. This we might sell because it's really low quality. I'm going to hang on to my land claim block even though I'm playing on a server and I'm the only one on the server. But I have some friends that I play with on my multiplayer server that might at some point come and join me for a couple of episodes on this server. So that's why I'm hanging on to this, in case you're wondering why I'm not just scrapping it. if this was just normal single player game, or if I wasn't planning on having other people join me later, then I would scrap it and just get the iron back from it. Don't really need one cotton. And I'll hang on to the torch for now, but that's something that'll probably end up getting scrapped or thrown out. Yeah, let's make all 7 of those. How's our arrows doing? We have 10 arrows. Alright, we're going to need some more arrows as well. I got a pretty good supply of feathers. So it's probably stone and wood that we need. Typical this early in the game. Yeah, I think I'll mine a couple of these for some stone and other resources. And then we will head into the city. We're also getting pretty close to time to end the first episode. I like to try and keep them in between 30 to 45 minutes or so, if for no other reason, because it takes quite a while to upload them to YouTube with my upload speed here at the house. So, and one more. Gotta make a new one. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. All I'm going to do for off camera is I'm basically going to just mine up these boulders around here and maybe probably chop a little bit more wood. And then I won't do anything else but just those 2 things. And then when we come back in episode 2, we'll go ahead and venture into the city and scope it out, see if we can find a bookstore or a tool store or something like that, and also see how much further it'll be for us to get to the trader. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you guys in episode 2. Take care.